Now, it might seem like we're a little late to the party, but that's because we waited in line to buy this truck just like everybody else. If you're even casually interested in cars, you might have seen that the internet is really divisive on this car. There are people who are either blindly adamant that this is the best vehicle ever or fiercely opposed to it and that it's the worst vehicle ever, and there's really no middle ground. But in the true CR way, we're here to provide that. We're going to talk about the positives of this truck and also the negatives. But first, here's what we bought. This is a Cybertruck all-wheel drive Foundation Series. Now, all of these trucks right now are called the Foundation Series. It's some of the first ones coming off the line. And we got the dual motor version. So there's a motor at the front and the rear. You can also get a 3-motor version with more power. It has 600 horsepower and roughly a 123 kilowatt-hour battery. It weighs about 6,600 pounds, which is heavy for a vehicle, but not as bad as you might expect just looking at this thing. We got the all-season tires, gray interior, and according to the EPA, it's rated for 340 miles of range, which interestingly was not on the window sticker. And with a $1,995 destination fee, the grand total for our Cybertruck came to $101,985. Regardless of how great this truck may or may not be, there is one really important thing you need to know. One does not simply just drive a Cybertruck casually. You are going to be the center of attention no matter where you go and also while you're going there. Before driving the Cybertruck, honestly, I was braced for a lot of negativity. I just got done driving the Cybertruck for the first time this weekend, and consider some of these reactions that I got. Peace sign, thumbs up, pointing, laugh, pictures and judgmental stares, passing by a car wash at the high school and the kids screaming, "Oh my God, please wash your car here." And in West Hartford, I got a straight thumbs down, boo Cybertruck as we drove by. And my favorite of them all, that I was asked if it even has seats inside. But I was pleasantly surprised. I had conversations with people in my town that I might have never otherwise talked to. And I actually really enjoyed it. But if you're not into that type of thing, just be aware. Putting all of that aside, this is one of the most interesting trucks from an engineering perspective. So we wanted to hear from you. And we threw up this post on our YouTube community page. And here are some of the most common questions we got asked. First, steer-by-wire. This is the first car available in the U.S. with a system like this, and what makes it truly unique is there is no physical connection between the steering wheel here in front of me and the wheels down at the road. Essentially how it works, there are sensors here in the steering column, and then you have 2 big actuators down at the wheels that do the actual steering. So it's all communication via software, and it sounds kind of scary, but Tesla says that there is triple redundancy here, which you can kind of think of it like how a jet airplane can still fly if it only has one of the 2 engines working. Now, there is a lot to get used to here because what it translates to from the driving perspective is the steering wheel only turns about 180 degrees, so the steering responds really, really quickly. And then you add in the fact that it also has rear steer, and the whole thing feels a little bit strange at first. There are a few cars where you have to get used to the steering. Most cars steer the same. Some of my colleagues here thought that it was so different and it had such a high learning curve that they felt like they were learning how to drive all over again. And if it's your first EV, you're getting used to everything that comes along with owning an EV. And if it's your first Tesla, you're also getting used to all of the controls and everything that's unique there. And we'll get into that later. So there are a few cars that, require a bigger learning curve than this one. Next, we got asked a lot about visibility. And few cars, at least that I can think of, have ever been so form over function. Now, during the product development cycle, usually engineers and designers, they're duking it out and they come to some middle ground, but that's really not the case here. This car is so design forward, and this honestly ridiculous triangle shape, mainly the roof, has huge implications